Yeah. Come on, Ty. Stop talking to Dallas.
You got roped in, man.
I do it. Vic, you know how I am. I do what needs done.
They're all going anyways. So never mind. We're not talking about that. Because they're gone.
Yep. All right, you start.
Yep.
Hold on, let me turn my fucking phones on silent.
You lost the model again.
For real?
Back home.
There it is.
I don't know if the live is knocking up on
I didn't get no notifications yet.
it. Didn't work. Let's try it again.
I wonder if it's going to be too much for the hotspot.
Oh, damn. I might not have to do it.
Darn it, right?
Alive.
TC Backers Family. 54th Annual York Home and Garden Show, presented by the York Builders Association. We've been here since 9 a.m. It is an excellent turnout so far this year. We are going to talk about right now, we're going to talk about the sheds that are being, well, they're greenhouses, but you can use them as a shed, that are going to be auctioned off. We got a silent auction that's going on right now. There is a bid on the white one with the black door. That one right now, I believe, starts at $3,500. We have a bid for $3,500. The other one does not have a bid yet. It is made out of all cedar. The kits alone, $8,900 for an 8x8. We got 8x10s up here. Make sure you guys get your butts out here. Check them out. Come put a bid in. They make a great Valentine's gift. Mother's Day is around the corner. It's an excellent thing for your planning needs. What's going on, Logan? We got a gentleman coming up here from Lewis Burns Tree Service. He's going to hop in here and talk a little bit about what he's got going on here. There's a lot of reputable businesses in here, man. Yeah, come on back.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
for you here.
say.
I'll
let you sit right here.
Alright, cool. Don't let me sneak in.
Yeah, Glenn was looking for a reason to get out of here anyway. So
Since we're both gonna have a banana house one, he has a yellow one, I got a black one.
there you go.
Wonderful.
So we make all the Steeler fans happy.
Absolutely.
So,
Not much, man.
good to see you on
Tell you what, after Ty's little hoorah speech I seen today,
Yeah,
I
you
was
see
like,
that.
I was like, damn, we're not even in the same industry. I feel like TC Backer got me a job. TC Backer keeping all of us alive.
Yeah, and listen, man, you want to talk about a stand-up guy, man? Like, I keep telling all, like, you know, my friends and that kind of stuff that have seen me blossom.
Absolutely.
To have that as a role model, like, I get paid to hang out with that dude every day. You know what I mean? And, like, the inspiration that we get as a team from him, he is literally the definition. He's the definition of leader. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, he does what he says he's going to do. He treats all of us as our family. You know, he's the first one in, the last one to leave. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
No, I would say I've known Ty for only like 2.5 years now, and I could tell he was genuine from the very first time I met him. I don't really get to see you a whole lot at like Builders Association meetings and stuff, but I see him all the time. I mean, just like I said, just the way he motivated that you guys this morning. I mean, it didn't write anything down, didn't prepare. That says a lot about somebody.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, he tries to like write stuff down because, you know, he
have
doesn't
to.
fumble over his
You have
speech
to.
or anything like that. But you
have
know, when
to.
he did the one last night, it was like, he's like, I wrote something down, man, and I need to be genuine, so I'm just gonna go off the top. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's like, that's the kind of shit that really gets us going here. And I wish I could flip that camera around right now on you. That's the kind of stuff that gets the juices flowing, man. And, you know, I shared the post this morning and said, you know, this is why we do it. I'll be damned if I'm going to let that man down. You know what I mean? And,
Right.
like, that's the stuff that trickles down from the top. And we talk about culture. We talk about, you know, me and you were having a private conversation last night, and it's like trying to attract the top tier talent.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of shit that attracts you right
Absolutely.
there, man.
Well,
You know what I mean?
and when it comes to acquiring and retaining employees, like we obviously want the best, okay? And there's a right way to address things that are mistakes. But you have to have somebody in a
We
leadership
got an
role.
echo. Hold on one second. We got an echo. Nope. Is it the mic maybe? Bear with us, guys. We got a mobile studio here. Is that any better? Is that any better, Facebook fam? I think it might be the setting on this.
Yeah, I just try to dial it down a little bit here.
All right. We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it right now.
Good to go.
But yeah, what were you saying?
So I just think that, you know, the way that obviously in business I've been watching you guys grow in the last few years. We've been growing ourselves.
Right.
So, you know, and I follow you guys. I like all your stuff. You know, it's really, we live in the same community, so it's one hand washes the other. But when it comes to addressing employees, one hand washes the other. You know, so you got to make sure that mistakes get corrected, but at the same time you have to have somebody in a leadership role that gives you that energy. I know for a fact that in my company, I'm definitely the person that is, man, you guys are studs. I'm so thankful for you. You killed that job. Like, the customers are so happy. If you only criticize and you don't try to bring people up, it literally, and here's the thing, if you, mistakes are easy to be corrected and addressed when everybody has a good attitude. If you have a positive attitude, we talk about a problem, I don't even care if the problem gets resolved right away. I just want to see you have a good attitude and try to approach it the next time in a different manner.
Absolutely.
So, go ahead.
Come change it back to the first setting that we were on last night. We didn't have an echo last night. So yeah, I mean, I think that you can agree with me when I say, you know, I've worked at companies where, you know, they only ever wanted to point out the negative. You know what I mean? You can
100%.
You can kill yourself 5 days out of the week, come in on a Saturday and screw something up, and that's all they want to talk about.
100%.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it is demoralizing, man. You got to let your guys know when they're doing good. And sometimes, especially over the last 24 months, man, we're struggling to find those small victories sometimes. Man.
Absolutely.
And you know, with the way that the materials are, the way the labor is right now, the labor shortage, the material shortage, customers are not happy sometimes. They don't understand. They're not seeing all the stuff that happens. All they see is their project. You know what I mean? So like, we're, you know, I'm going over sometimes 50 to 100 projects a week, and it's like, I can stand over top of all of it, and I see what's going on. One person doesn't understand that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you sometimes got to take those small victories.
Even the men, you know what I mean? Even not just the customers, even the men in the field, the ones that your employees that are out there executing, they might not even know.
Right.
You know, so it's, you gotta make sure you advocate and educate both sides. Keep everybody's morale up. Be honest with your customers. Be very genuine with your people. That way, when issues do come up, I mean, it makes things easier to overcome for sure.
Yeah. How is business going for you guys, man?
Business is going good, man. We went from 6 employees 2.5 years ago to over 20.
Awesome, man.
We bought out American Tree Experts.
Yeah.
That gave us some commercial and state work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're continuing to grow. We have big plans. Obviously, I'm not gonna put all of our cards on the table right now, but we're
no
definitely
trade secrets and that stuff. But listen, the important part is you guys are creating jobs in the local community during a
100%.
time when people are closing their doors.
100%.
You know what I mean? So the good thing about the trades, man, see, me and you had a private conversation last night. We both work in a specific industry where it's not for everyone.
Not for
you know
everyone.
what I mean?
100%.
I can't tell you how many guys I've interviewed that it's like, yeah, man, I'm not afraid of heights. I'm not afraid of this. You know, you get up there 40, 50 feet in the air, it's a whole different story when you're up there hanging off of a roof or off a ladder or climbing a tree with a rope attached to your back.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You know, safety. We have been so big on safety. We've always been big on safety. But as technology goes, you got to constantly keep plugging that in, because the second you let your foot off the gas, you know, people get lax.
And I think it's important too for everyone to know that good companies, obviously you don't want somebody in a tree or on a roof that is unqualified, because it's dangerous for everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But good companies will offer you an opportunity to grow.
Yes.
There will be a learning curve. There's training programs and crew members, team leads who can actually show you the ropes and
Yes.
Once you get to that point, you can start retaining a different quality of employee.
Right.
I mean, it's definitely. I've watched you guys do it for the last couple of years. We're in the middle of doing it now. Man, I love it. This is our second year here.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you heard the numbers, but yesterday we were over 400 visitors.
Really?
From
That's
4 to
awesome,
8.
dude.
700 visitors now already today.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that puts us over what we did all weekend last year.
All weekend last year, yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it was,
and that's awesome, man. You know, it's good to see the growth, man. It's good to see the growth, and now more than ever, what I love about these shows, these are all local companies. You know, we do have a
100%.
couple companies in here. You know,
That
some
are
of the
from out
food
of state.
vendors and that
Yeah,
kind of stuff
yeah.
that come in from a little bit of outside. And when I say local, I'm talking York County. You know what I mean? I'm talking 17
Neighbors.
something area
Neighbors.
codes. You know what I
Neighbors.
mean?
100%.
Zip codes.
Neighbors.
It's important, man. It's important to boost our internal economy. It's important, you know, having all these people here that are members of the York Builders Association. I mean, you see it, man. You see
Absolutely.
the growth that happens, and
Absolutely.
it's not just our two companies. There's a lot of people in here that have been able to grow through this pandemic, and I remember when this started. You know, me and Ty had some conversations. Ty had conversations with, you know, like Eric Brewer and a couple of the other big industry leaders in
Absolutely.
our area. And it was like, you know, what is the right answer here? You know what I mean? We decided we're going to double down on everything. We're not going to let this shit scare us. We're going to respect it.
Right.
But we have an obligation to the families of our men. To our men.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Sometimes the only solution is
Figure
just to
something
figure
out,
it out.
man. Yeah, figure something
Sometimes
out.
the only solution
Right.
is just to go and figure it out along the way. But when you care,
yeah.
when you care about everybody else eating,
Yes.
and everyone else cares about you eating,
Yes.
the strength of the team is in each individual,
Mm-hmm.
and the strength of each individual is in the team.
Right.
So it definitely is. I mean, yeah, that's vital.
Yeah.
That's vital. You
Yeah.
know, and as long as everybody has a figure it out mentality, man,
Yes.
you're gonna get there. It doesn't.
Yes.
The road might be like this. It might not be smooth and straight, but at
Right.
some point in time, you're gonna get there.
Yeah, we
100%.
call that in our company. We call that the it.
The it.
Do you have the it? You
The
know what I
it.
mean? That's
Okay.
that. That's
I like
that
that.
thing that I can't
like that.
train you on. That's that. Do you keep snoozing your alarm clock? Are you going to show up 5 minutes before? Are you
100%.
going to stay 5 minutes later? Are you going to call me and tell me 5 different ways why you can't get it done? Are you going to
100%.
figure it out? You know what I mean?
100%.
That's something I can't train you on.
Absolutely
You know what
not.
I mean? I can train you how to install flashing, where to install flashing, where the ice and water shield goes, how far to extend
Absolutely
your
not.
gutter. Colin can tell you how to put the gutter on. You know what I mean? Denny can teach you how to wrap a window, how to read a tape measure. You know what I mean? How to bend the metal.
You have people who are genuinely, and it really. I think that it really comes down to like an individual, and it's an investment.
Right.
That I would say that the way I'm perceiving it would be like an investment. Somebody, you can either tell whether someone's invested or they're
Right.
not.
Yes.
Right. Because we could teach all day long.
Yes.
But if you have that drive,
Do you want to be taught?
right? Right.
You know what I
we
mean?
could
Do you
teach
really
all
wanna
day
be
long.
taught?
Yeah. And
Hey,
then,
Dallas.
do you show up? You know, do you show up just to show up, or do you show up to do extra?
Right.
Right?
Right.
You go that extra mile because there's always an opportunity. And that one, the small victories, man, the small victories are a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you can win big on small victories.
Absolutely,
And you can
dude.
lose big on
Yes.
small
You
cuts.
can build on small victories.
Right.
You have 10 small victories this week. Let's talk about those and let's improve upon them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the things that maybe you don't succeed on. You know, instead of beating yourself up over it and saying, "Man, I failed," figure out what happened.
Right. Yeah.
What happened to make that fail, and just fix it. You know what I mean? Make sure that doesn't happen again. And you know, we're really big on that. We've developed, you know, committees, small committees for everything, man. Actually, talking about committees, that girl right there, Lauren, she's, you know, really big. She's one of the trailblazers that have.
She's a pretty girl.
helped
She's
us-
single?
What's she has helped evolve us into that mindset of, you know, let's figure this out as a team. You know, let's point out
She's a
each
good
other's
planner.
strengths. Yes.
Right.
Yes. You know, me and Ty used to say, like, okay, we got a great team. Maybe not everyone's in the right seat on the bus. You know what I mean?
100%.
You know, perfect example. We have a gentleman, Brian Collins. You know, he did one job when he came to work for us. We figured out that wasn't necessarily his thing. Now he's a logistics specialist. You know, he makes sure that our trailers need to go to where they need to go. He keeps an eye on the calendar. He makes sure that materials get where they need to go. He's really fucking good at that.
He was, but that's not where he started.
That's not where he started.
Right, that's where he needed to be,
It is
though.
up to us as the leaders to say, okay, just because you're not good at that doesn't mean I need to fire
100%.
you.
100%.
It's my job as a leader to make sure that you're sitting in the right seat on the bus. You know what I mean?
100%.
9 times out of 10, when somebody leaves a job, they're not leaving the job, they're leaving the manager.
Absolutely.
They're leaving the leadership. The fish stinks at the head. So if there's an issue, what did we do wrong to not provide the right training, not provide the right tools for success? Did I set you up from failure from the get-go?
Right. Did we
You know
even
what I mean?
did we even allow the opportunity to exist?
Yes. Did
Right.
I explain
Right.
what I expected clearly? You know what I mean? There's
Right.
so many things that we've learned, and you know, Ty and you guys' leadership, like you got to have that, man.
And
David KX.
Well,
shout
I'll
out
tell
to
you right
too,
now
brother.
what I respect about you guys, and we've come thus far in the last 2 years. I mean, you guys are definitely growing at a very fast pace. We're growing at a fast pace in our industry, and we have a lot of other things that are in the works. But I'll tell you what it is. It's literally just a small group of people coming together with the same goal in mind. Your strengths complement my strengths. My weaknesses are this is where I fall short, but you're good at that, so maybe
Yeah.
I could just use a little help.
Yes.
And it's from one department to the next.
Yes.
It's literally from one department to
Yes.
the next. So all of us have worked in the field in our industry, which is there's no easy day.
Yeah.
But I do sales now. Now we have an operations manager. Now we have an office manager. You know, when it comes to cost and efficiency and preparation, I mean, it literally takes every week. We have to get together every week
Yes.
and there's always something. I mean,
Yeah.
it's literally always something that we tell our crew leaders. Next week's meeting, have something to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Bring something to the table.
Yeah.
What can we improve on? What did you notice?
Yeah.
What were you grateful for even? You
Yeah,
know, like,
yeah. Even if it's just a whole bunch of like, yo, whatever we talked about last week, we implemented, nailed it.
Right,
That
right,
shit works.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Because then
that shit works.
Right. And those conversations are the team building. That's
Right.
that's the structure.
Yes.
And then when you start to establish that structure, you can see where, okay, he's actually chiming in on this area or executing well in this area. Maybe he should be transitioned and brought over to this
Yes.
leadership position, or maybe this ground worker should go with this crew leader so he can learn the industry a little better because he's a little more faster and efficient.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's definitely to put people where they need to be.
Right.
I mean, it's vital.
Yeah.
It's vital.
Do you think personally, do you think there's a such thing as growing too fast?
I don't think so.
No?
No, because here's the thing, and the reason why I say that, I'm very philosophical, so I think that I could probably go both ways on this one, but I would say no, just for the fact that growing pains is where the growth comes from. So the
Absolutely,
harder
man.
the pain, the better the growth.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
when you
if-
work out, man, you're literally tearing down your muscle fibers. You're putting your
100%.
body through hell to rebuild it better. You know what I
100%.
mean? So the growing pains, that's a perfect way to put it. Perfect way to put it.
Yeah, the harder the struggle, the better the success. I mean,
Yes,
it's just
absolutely.
So I definitely think. What's up, Ty? How you doing, Big Daddy?
Really
Good. Thanks for having me on. I was telling Chris as soon as I got here, I said, I see your hoorah speech, and I was like, damn, TC backers, I feel grateful that they gave me a job at this point. I was all motivated coming into this building today. Absolutely. That was a great speech. I was really
That's
proud
good
of it.
stuff, man. That's good
Absolutely.
stuff. So, my next question, actually, finish what you were saying there. So you don't think that there's any such thing as growing too fast?
I don't. I think that,
I agree with you in both ways. You
I
can look at
think-
that in both ways.
but I would say I'm probably going to lean more so that there is no such thing, because the more pain and suffering and struggle you put yourself through, right? The better
If you
the
have
results.
the it,
If
you'll
you
figure
have-
it out. You'll
If you
figure it
have
out.
the drive and
Yes.
it's part of who you are,
Yes.
the greater the success,
Yes.
right? But at the same time, we all are programmed. There's always a little inner person inside of every single one of us that says, hit that snooze button, or my muscles can't take anymore, or man, this job's just not for me. Like, we all
Yeah.
have that person that makes us want to quit quickly.
Yes.
Right? So we can restructure based on that, or we can restructure based on
Right.
literally pushing yourself
Yep, you're good, bro.
to the max.
Yes.
You know, you max yourself out, you're going to get max results.
Yeah.
You put in mediocre work, you're going to get mediocre results.
Absolutely, man. That's why they always have a spotter there. When you're doing bench presses in the gym, man, the 8 repetitions that you put up easy, that's not what's giving you your growth, bro.
Not at all.
It's when he's screaming at you, you're trying to get that last one up. That's where the growth comes from. And then he makes you do one more.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Then
Right.
he makes you do one more. Don't quit right now. Quit after the next one.
And
You know what I mean?
And I think that that is within people that you're talking about is where you don't need the spotter,
Right.
Obviously, you get to the point where you're like,
Yes.
it's almost like F that.
Yes.
I'm gonna go one more. I'm gonna go
Yes.
2 more.
Yes.
Without a spotter even being there. Sometimes a spotter is necessary, and there's nothing wrong with being
Right.
transparent and honest about that.
Yes.
But
yes. It's
either-
okay to ask for help sometimes.
Right,
Man.
right,
You know, and
absolutely.
listen, like just to touch on that a little bit, what I love about our industry, and I'm gonna say our industry being construction, hands-on, exterior, even interior, just construction, labor.
Right. Yep.
Our industry for so long was, as men, and I'm not counting women out of anything, okay? Because you know that we love women in construction. We know that there is a place in our industry for women.
Oh my God,
okay?
women keep men in line differently.
But what I'm saying
is.
is, for men, we're not supposed to show our emotions. We're not supposed to have feelings. We're not supposed to ask for help, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? 10 years ago, if I was going to go to another roofing company and be like, hey, man, like, how'd you guys get over this hump?
Right.
I'm probably going to get laughed at. You know what I mean? People aren't going to tell me.
Right.
The
I
industry
agree.
has changed, man. Like, we're welcoming other people to come on and say, hey, this was successful for us. Because what we learned, what I personally learned at RoofCon, and I think anyone that listens to self-help books, that listens to leadership books, that kind of stuff, what's the secret? What's the secret? Everyone wants to know what the secret for success. What's the secret? The secret is showing the fuck up and doing it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Being
Yep.
consistent, persistent. Just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And people don't have a problem telling you what they did to do it, because 90% of you ain't going to do it anyways.
Right. Yeah.
90% of you don't have it in you to do what I do every day.
100%.
You know what I mean? And if you do, I dare you to outwork me.
And that's the thing.
That's it right there.
I would say that it might even be more productive to think that everybody has it to do what we do every day, but they choose not to, which
Right.
is why we have the it
Yes.
and they don't.
They
We're
make
here.
the choice to hit
Right.
that snooze button.
Absolutely.
They make the choice to say,
So
I can get that takeoff done tomorrow. I can do that billing next week. I can push that off to here. You know what I mean? And
So when it comes to success, I've been watching the same video for 10 years, literally 10 years now. And it's very philosophical. It's from the 1950s. It's very bland. It's not exciting at all. It's called The Secret to Success.
yeah.
And it's Earl Nightingale, I believe,
Okay.
is who's, you can get on YouTube and watch. It's like a 30-minute speech. And the way he defines success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Okay.
Okay.
And then I watch guys who are motivational speakers like Eric Thomas. He's definitely my favorite.
Yeah,
he's been my favorite for the last
awesome,
like
man.
5
He's
years.
awesome.
And the way he defines success is the ability to sacrifice who you are at any given moment for who you want to be.
Right.
Right? So everybody has it in them. I think that we're all capable. Now,
Yes.
obviously, there are certain people with stipulations and medical conditions and setbacks, physical conditions
Right.
that take them away from being able to complete something in a certain way. But mentally is where you have to have that it.
Right.
You have to have the it in your head.
And sometimes you just got to do it and realize that you have to prove yourself wrong.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because,
Absolutely.
dude, I'm telling you right now, there is no other critic out there bigger than myself, bro. On
100%.
myself.
100%.
There is nothing that anyone's going to tell me about myself that I don't already know.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. Well, you've lived in York all your life, and,
Yeah,
and this
dude,
goes
it's
for
like-
anyone that lives in a small town. The gossip and the he said
Yeah,
and the she
man.
said. Listen, man, you don't get to tell me about me. I
Yeah.
look in the mirror every single morning
Yes.
at 4:30.
I've
and
known that for years, brother.
that mirror doesn't. That mirror only gets clean if I clean it. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes.
If it's dirty, it's because I dirtied it.
Absolutely,
So,
man. Absolutely.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's to be self-aware is probably. I mean, that's definitely the journey that I'm on right now.
Yeah, and I mean, if I have any kind of advice for anyone out there, and this, you don't have to be in the trades, you can be anything, man, anything in your life.
Anything.
You know,
Anything.
start with yourself. Figure out how you can be a better husband, a better
Better
father,
mom,
a better
yeah,
friend.
whatever it is you wanna
You know
be.
what I mean?
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
improve those inner qualities about yourself, that shit bleeds out into everything you do. You know what I mean? You can't
100%.
come in and be a stand-up employee if you're a shithead at home.
Right,
You
100%.
can't. Like you have to do that. You have to practice everything.
Consistency.
And you know,
Yeah.
don't talk about it, be about it, man.
Absolutely.
That's the big thing. And we have our team that we have, man. That group of people that you've seen in there. That's not even all of them. You know what I mean? Ty hit it on the head. Every single person in our company does something that keeps the doors open, that keeps the lights on. Without each individual one of them, we are nothing as a whole. Me and Ty call that our circle of safety. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I
like that.
It's like a chain link. Okay.
I like that, yeah.
You break one of those links, you pull one of them out, the whole thing falls apart.
100%.
I can do my job because you're doing your job. If you're not doing your job, I have to stop focusing on my job to do your job too.
Right.
And now my job is not being done right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ty talks all the time about, you know, there was a time where he felt that he had to keep his hand on all the pulses because this is his baby.
Right.
Nobody's going to come in and care about this more than he does. He has the most to lose out of it. You know what I mean? It took a long time for him to let go of some of those responsibilities and realize he was the one holding it back. There is people that can come in and do it. You know, his 100% in everything combined is really only 30% in each one.
Right.
Because there's not enough time and energy in the day to do what we got to do on a daily basis with one person, and it's not possible.
Right, and I think that the chain link thing is a perfect reference because you get a choice, right? So if if you're doing your job and this person's not doing their job,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you said the whole thing falls apart. I wouldn't say that it necessarily all falls apart, but the opportunity now there's a chink in the armor,
Yes.
right? So now the opportunities have been
Yes.
forged for there to be margin for error. Like
Yes.
errors are more possible to happen, right? So when everybody's executing, the margin for success
Yes.
is now it's a
Absolutely.
double-edged sword.
Yes.
Right. So
The Spartans. Why were the Spartans so successful? Their shield wall.
100%.
You know what I mean? Their shield wall. You break one of those shields out of there, that shield wall is not strong anymore.
Right.
It has a weak spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, as leaders, you sometimes have to realize it goes back to putting the people on the right. Are we off? Are we off air? Okay, it's just my signal on my phone. You have to realize sometimes when somebody isn't able to do their job and they are a weak spot in the shield wall, put them somewhere else where they will succeed.
And
You know what I mean?
what's cool about that too is because things do happen, life is real. Mistakes are going to be made. There's
Right.
errors are going to happen. At some point in time, there is going to be a hole, a gap,
Mm-hmm.
a void in that chink in the armor is going to happen. And then what that does is if you have leaders behind you, you get to see who stepped up to fill that gap in.
Yes.
Right?
I love that.
Right?
Yes.
You get to
Yes.
see who consciously didn't need to be told. They
Yes.
made a individual choice
Yes.
to say, okay, here's the
Yes.
weak spot, I'm going to fill it.
Yes, and not only
and
that,
not
Logan,
ask for anything
Right.
extra.
Yes,
just
and
because
not
they
only
want to
that,
do
you
it.
will also get to see who steps up and says, that's not my job.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's a big thing that we're huge on, man. We don't ever want to hear someone say, that's not my department, that's not my job. I understand that, but unfortunately, it's just like in a marriage, bro. It's not always 50-50. We
Two-way
were
street.
talking about this, you know, amongst ourselves, amongst the men in
Absolutely.
here. It's not always 50-50. It would be love in a perfect world. It's 50-50 all the time, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes that 50%, they may only
It
be
might
able
be
to
zero.
put 10.
What if it's zero?
Yeah.
What are you going to do if it's zero?
Your responsibility as a team
Yep.
is to pick up that slack sometimes. It's not always fucking roses, man. It's not.
It's not.
It's not. And that's in business, that's in personal life, relationships, everything. It's not always roses. You make a commitment to your team, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let my brothers down. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
And that's the attitude that as a collective whole, that's the difference. That's the difference. People want to know why TC Backer is successful because we have a hell of a lot of people that believe that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
it.
and the thing
That's
is,
it.
it's not, you get a choice. I mean,
Right.
I like the saying trying or dying. You're either trying or you're dying.
Right.
The people that are dying are willing to allow themselves, they've already told you willingly that they're dying, and those are the people you don't want next to you.
Yes.
In a moment of need or a moment of struggle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know, and we all plant seeds. I'm trees, so I reference everything to trees.
I like that analogy.
Trees,
man. Was there
man.
a pun intended there?
Yeah, for sure. We get to plant seeds, okay, and we get to plant a seed of production and execution and teamwork and just everything. Or you get to plant a seed of mediocre or hitting the snooze button or clocking out right at the quitting time or not helping anyone else grow. You know,
Yeah.
like you can water whatever seed you want.
Absolutely,
Right?
man.
And that's how you dictate the strength and the growth of what you get.
Yeah.
Right?
The grass isn't green on the other side; it's green where you water it.
Absolutely. And you gotta
100%,
you
bro.
gotta be able to have that consciously. You have to be surrounded by people who have that conscious awareness to
Yeah.
water the good stuff.
Yes, absolutely, bro.
100%.
Absolutely, I love it. I love the conversation. If you guys haven't been down here yet this weekend, man, make sure you guys come down here.
Absolutely.
Like
Good
I said
stuff.
when we started, we got these two she shed, greenhouse, whatever you want to call them. We're auctioning them off. We got a silent auction. All of the proceeds are going 100% to the Workforce Now program. The Workforce Now program is a program internally with the York Builders Association. Their main goal is to get awareness and get kids in the trades. There is a huge gap between the age of the guys that are about to retire and the guys coming in. We don't have enough people filling those voids, man.
I would say that I don't get I'm a part of the Builders Association and the Workforce Now, but unfortunately I can't participate in
Right.
that. I would say what's for the younger people out there that can research the workforce program, I think that it's good. I think that now is the time, right?
Yes.
So now is the time where the older gentlemen or the older leaders, women, whatever it is, in the industry that you're trying to get a job in, whatever that is, now's the time where you could actually start to build a foundation.
Yes.
Come out, sign up, come out, you know, learn with the company or in the industry you want to work in.
Yes.
The Builders Association, you guys, us,
Yes.
you know, I mean, like I said, I can't participate, but I always will make sure that somebody gets pointed in the right direction.
Yes. We actually just found out, for anyone interested, in TC Backer, we actually just had a conversation with the guy that runs that part of Dover. Okay, so we've been talking a couple years, and anyone that's followed our show knows that we've been talking for a couple years about trying to get involved in these internship programs and that kind of stuff. Get some kids out of high school, get them in, have them learning the trades. Because I'll be honest with you, my trade is not for everyone. You
Right.
know what I mean? Just like, you know, like we talked about earlier in the show, like me and you talked about in private, it's not for everyone. What better time than when you're in high school to figure out what's for you and what's not for you? If it's not for you, no hard feelings. But for all you know, man, you could come in and love it, you know, and just
Absolutely.
because we're a roofing company, we do siding,
Right.
we do windows, we do solar, we do gutters, we do doors. You know, we got into the solar industry because that's creating higher paying jobs. We're trying to figure out a way that we can create jobs internally. And you know, that's a great industry. That shit ain't going nowhere.
I think another benefiting part of that you know, even if you change your mind, because you change your mind, right, as you grow up, and
Right.
you know, I know that, you know, when I was 15 I wanted to do this, when I was 18 I
Yeah.
wanted to do this, right? But at least you can start. What I think is very important for younger generations, especially. I mean, there's people our age who have piss poor work ethics. Part of
Yeah.
my friends, but they just
Yeah.
have terrible work ethics.
Absolutely.
Sign up now. I mean, you can at least go out and see what it's like to work around professionals and what it really takes to put a hard day's work in.
Right.
You know, you have to earn your way of life, and it's
Absolutely.
not going to be given to you.
Absolutely.
So you got to go. You know, these programs are established so that you can step up, be a part of something that's different. You're going to learn, right? So you're only
Right.
benefiting yourself.
Right.
Right. If I were
Absolutely.
to come do siding for a week, or 2 months or 3 months, and then 5 years later decide that it's not for me. Well, when my house needs fixed, even when I'm on a whole other trade 10 years down the road,
Yes.
I don't need to call TC Backer. You know, like,
Yes.
and learn something. The kids have so
Yes.
much opportunities in this Workforce Now program. I mean, it's limitless. I mean,
Yeah.
it's right.
We were live for a little while there too, man. 33 minutes.